In this tutorial, we are going to see the quotient rule. I introduced the quotient rule where I give the formula and one example. So today we are going to see at least 5 to 4 examples on the quotient rule. This video is very important. Please stay and watch each step. If you recall, the quotient rule formula says that VU prime minus what? Minus UV prime over what? This is U, this is V over V squared. But in quotient rule, the numerator you have to set it as U and the denominator as what? As V. You have to set this as U and this you will set it as what? As V. So therefore this value of what? The value of this U should now be equals to what? Should now be x what? X squared plus what? Plus 3. So after then I have to say what will be the value of what? U prime. The U prime, it will going to be, I have to find the derivative of x squared as what? As 2x. The derivative of 3 as what? As 0. So what of value of what? Value of V should now be equals to what? V, which is what? Which is x, and therefore B prime, which is 1. The reason why B prime it is 1 is that if I take the derivative of what? X, derivative of x, it is what? Only 1. So I have to say the value of B here, I have to say x what? Okay, value of V, which is x multiplied by what? The value of what? U prime. U prime as what? As 2x minus what? Minus the value of U. What will be the value of U only, which is the same thing as x squared plus 3 multiplied by B prime, which is 1. All divided by V square. V square, which is, if I said V square, it means x squared. And x power 2 is the same thing as that x squared. So this is the same thing as saying x multiplied by 2x, I'll get 2x squared minus x squared plus what? Plus 3, all divided by the value of x squared. So if I said 2x squared minus x squared, I have 2x squared here. If I subtract x squared from 2x squared, I will end with 1x squared. So this should now be equals to what? X squared minus what? Minus 3 all over what? X squared. So this is the general solution to this quotient rule. So let's see the second question. The same formula, it says B U prime minus U V prime all over what? V squared. So this is U and this is what? This is V. So I have to first figure out the value of B. What is the value of B? The value of B, or let me say the value of what? Value of U, which will be 3x plus what? Plus 1. And then the value of what? U prime is the same thing as what? If I differentiate this, I'll get only 3. And then the value of what? V. V, it is equals to what? X squared. What of V prime? V prime is the same thing as what? 2x. Because if I differentiate x squared, I'll get 2x. So I have to substitute V. What will be the value of V? The value of V, which is x squared multiplied by U prime. U prime, which is 3 minus what? Minus U. What will be the value of U? Value of U, which is 3x plus 1 multiplied by B prime, and this is our B prime, which is 2x all over what? V squared. What is the value of V? Value of V, which is x squared in squared. The next thing that I'm going to do here is that I have to say this multiplied by this, I'll get what? 3x squared minus this by this, I'll get what? Or I'll just say, let me say 3x plus 1 2x divided by what? Divided by x squared into square. This is the same thing as what? X power 4. So the next thing that I'm going to do here is that I have to say 3x squared minus this multiplied by this, which is 6x squared, plus this multiplied by 1, which is 2x, all divided by x power 4. And this is the same thing as saying 3x squared minus 6x squared minus 2x. If I distribute this bracket, if I multiply this negative sign to this bracket, this should not become negative 6, this should not become negative 2, all over x power 4. The general solution y should now be this minus this. I'll get, if I subtract 3x squared by 3x squared minus 6x squared, what should I going to get? I'll get minus 3x squared minus 3x squared minus 2x over x power 4. Yes, so this is the solution to this problem. So now let's see the third question. So how can we solve this kind of question? From the third question, also we are going to use the formula that says bu prime minus u prime v over what? Over v squared. So this should now be v. The numerator, it is what? U, and the denominator is v. So u is the same thing as x squared minus 1, and u prime is du by dx, the derivative of this. Differentiate this, you get 2x, and therefore I will have the value of v, which is x squared plus 1, and v prime, it means dv by dx, derivative of this, I'll get 2x again, and the constant 0. The value of b, x squared plus 1, and then the value of u prime, which is 2x, minus the value of u prime, which is 2x, multiplied by the value of b, x squared plus 1, all over v squared. This is the value of b, so I have to say x squared plus 1 squared. So now since 2x and 2x, I have them in common, I can factor it. 2x into x squared plus 1, and then I'll have minus x squared plus 1, all divided by x squared plus what? Plus 1 x squared. The next thing that I'm going to do, I have to say 2x bracket, I have to say x squared plus 1 minus x squared plus 1. I just remove the bracket, so I have to say divided by x squared plus 1 squared. This will go with this, and this and this will give me 2. So I have to say 2x into 1 plus 1, which is 2, close brackets, x squared plus 1 squared, which is equals to 4x divided by x squared plus 1. So the general solution, y, it is equals to 4x divided by x squared plus 1 as my final solution. So here is the fourth question. As usual, this will now be u. Let this to be u, and let this to be v. U, it is equals to 5x squared, and therefore du by dx is the same thing as u prime, should now be 10x. After differentiating this, 5 times 2, 10, and keep down x, and v is the same thing as 2x plus 1, and dv by dx, it is equals to, differentiate 2x, we will end with 2. Differentiate 1, it is 0, because the derivative of a constant, it is 0. So the next thing that you are going to do is that just substitute v 2x plus 1 u prime is the same thing as what? Du by dx, which is 10x minus u, the value of u, which is what? Which is 5x squared, multiplied by b prime, which is dv by dx, as 2, all divided by v squared. What is v squared? Which is 2x plus 1, then squared. The next thing that I'm going to do here is that I have to say 5 multiplied by this 2, which is 10x squared. This times this, I'll get 20x squared, because I have the same power of 1, so I have to add the powers and then I'll get 2 as my power of x. I have to say plus 10 multiplied by 1, which is 10, minus 5 times 2, which is 10x squared, divided by 2x plus 1 squared. At the end, I'll get 20x squared plus 10x minus what? 10x squared, all divided by 2x plus 1 squared. This will go with this. 20 minus 10, I'll get 10x. So this should now be y equals to 10x squared plus 10x, all divided by 2x plus 1 squared. So this is the final solution to this question. So here is the last question, but I will leave it for you because we solve a lot of problems. So whenever you solve this problem, keep it in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon so that you will be notified immediately if I uploaded a new content. And don't forget to follow my Facebook page, Usman Mustafa Habib. And don't forget to follow my TikTok as what? As Young Engineers Nurain. And don't forget to follow my Instagram, also Young Engineers Nurain. All tutorials video are also there, and also my TikTok, it is also Young Engineers Nurain, but my Facebook, which is Usman Mustafa Habib. Check the description of my YouTube channel, you will see the channels and follow it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you will be notified. Thanks you for watching. Have a nice day.